The state of Iowa will be losing out on $30 million in federal grants, money meant for child care services. Local 5's Khalil Maycock spoke to a child care worker who says that money was needed to help the industry stay afloat.
Samantha, that child care advocate, says she was shocked to know the state passed on the grant because several agencies spent months making sure the paperwork for that grant was correct, and she feels like it was done for nothing.
We have staffing issues.
Kay Strayhorn is the director at Conmigo Early Education Center. She says the biggest issue they have with keeping staff is not being able to give them a living wage, even though they've increased staff salary recently due to COVID relief funds.
Our beginning salary here at Conmigo is $11.50. And I just saw near my home that Bebops is paying their employees $15 an hour.
Jillian Herink with Iowa Association for the Education of Young Children is worried once COVID relief funding ends in fiscal year 2024, staffing levels at Conmigo and other child care centers in the state will worsen. She says this is possible because the state recently passed on getting more federal funding from the Preschool Development Grant.
If written for the full $30 million, been $10 million per year for 3 years.
Herring says she's not sure why the state passed up on the grant, but she says she was involved with writing the grant application and says she is disappointed the state opted not to submit it. Herring says the funding would have gone towards increasing the quality of childcare across the state, skills of childcare providers, and helping young mothers. And she says without it, childcare for kids will suffer.
We're going to revert right back to the childcare crisis. We will lose people in the field again.
And that worker says she was hoping that something like this didn't happen. And I did reach out to the state's office to find out why they passed on the federal grant. They replied in part, after reviewing ECI's proposal, DHHS's leadership and the Office of the Governor recommended using existing funds for some of the proposed projects rather than supporting the federal grant application, which would require a $3 million state match and would withhold $1 million for administration.